Hi, welcome back.
Welcome, episode.
Whatever. We don't care anymore. We've done so many, it doesn't really matter anymore. I think it might be 14, but let's just...
I wonder how many I was listening to my other favourite podcast, Rob Beckett and Josh
I
Whittaker.
like that. My other favourite. This is your favourite.
Yes.
Good,
my other
good,
favourite.
good.
And they were saying that everyone... I wonder how many podcasts there are. There's so many now.
There's so many now, but I think that's... More people are listening to them and aware of them, whereas in the olden days when they first came out...
Before the Wankel rotary engine.
Yes, that as well. I think people didn't really... They were very highbrow podcasts, I think, early on.
Lots more say?
Meaning. Not just... lots of more entertaining podcasts have come out now, whereas initially I think they were more like business or...
Actual political...
Documentary.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Obviously, all the sciencey ones
Radio 4 style.
I do
ones.
wonder about the sciencey ones. So there's Peter Attia that gets a lot of coverage. Huberman gets lots of coverage, and what's his name? Rogan.
But they haven't got Mark's bits.
No.
Sorry. Yes. Continue.
No. Josh Whittaker and Rob Beckett were talking about how a man's penis literally disappears when they're ill. So when Rob Beckett had when he had COVID, he said he looked down and it looked like he had, what do you call it, a gooseberry sitting on top of his testicles. Why do we get to that?
I don't know. We talked about podcasts and how many podcasts are out there,
yes,
and you've suddenly gone to Rob Beckett's
yes.
Willy looking like a gooseberry. Yeah. So I'm not quite sure how that works.
There we are. Sorry.
And was he proud of that fact?
No, he was saying how... that was it. Josh Whittaker's son has just started... No Nappies 3 and Standing Up Wheeze. Right. And then Rob Beckett, like myself, said, no, I sit down wee.
Right.
So obviously in the morning, men tend to get morning glory. And so you have to sit down because otherwise it could go, and you have to kind of tuck it under the...
And you were talking about weeing over your shoulder the other night. Let's continue that conversation.
We're talking about prostate.
So we were at a Burns night. It's been Burns night. Let's just...
Yes.
Burns night just recently.
We've got a very good friend who's very Scottish.
Well, yes, she's from Aberdeen, so yes, she's very Scottish.
But she celebrates it, and that's what I mean.
Yes, she's very into her Burns night, which is good, but it's a slightly more relaxed Burns night. We still embrace...
We're all wearing tartan.
Yes, I went in my name drop Calvin Klein pajamas.
That was the most expensive Christmas present I've ever bought you two.
Yeah, but I love mine and I wear mine. I don't know where Amber's are. There's probably stops.
You know when you buy, so I told you the story. I couldn't tell you at the time.
This is typically you.
I go into Calvin Klein, I think I'll get a present, and I saw these pajamas and I thought they're lovely, brush cotton or whatever they are, and I'll get a pair for Suzie and a pair for Amber. And then I walk up to the counter and she tells me how much they were, which was just absolutely phenomenal. But you're like...
For pyjamas.
I'm like...
Or just generally.
Do I just get like the
just
bottoms
get mine?
each or...
Just get mine.
Yeah.
Mine important.
Everyone must have done that. Where you're like, oh God, what have I done?
No, I look at the price tags. I look at the price tags.
No, I look if I like them.
I like them. Then the second thing is price tags. And if I have to go, whoa, that's just... I like them, but not that much.
Okay, here's a question for you. What's the limit on a pair of cotton pyjamas that you would buy?
100 quid.
Anyway, it was a lovely present and you liked them. It would have been worse if you didn't like them.
And I've been able to wear them out to an event. I just wore the bottoms. Let's just put it in perspective here. Just the bottom half. Normally, because we have a lot of dressing up, fancy dress stuff, we've collected, I've collected over a long period of time. So we do have some other tartan stuff, but it's been a busy time. So
I've got your primary school skirt I wear.
It's not my primary school because that sounds really wrong.
Oh, secondary school.
No, it wasn't even that. It's nothing to do with uniform.
Oh, I thought it was a school uniform.
That's just in your fantasy.
Yeah. Oh, what's her name? Britney Spears.
Britney Spears. It was... No, because in the 90s, kilts like that and black tights and either big boots or DMs or whatever was in.
I see.
So it was like late 80s, early 90s. That's what we wore. So it is vintage, very vintage.
Yeah. I love it.
But we didn't get those out. So you wore a pair of Flynn's pyjama bottoms.
Yeah. Bit tight around the thighs because obviously I'm more muscular.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so we were at Burns night. Very good friends that you've known a very long time and I've known for 28 years nearly. And somehow we were talking about prostates.
Well, one of them had a little procedure.
Yes.
When he's so happy now that his flow is back, and he claims that he can pee over his shoulder. So years and years ago, we went to a friend's place.
Stag do?
No, it wasn't. Just a boys trip.
Boys trip skiing.
And then I don't know how it came about, but we had a competition who could pee.
You don't know how it came about.
Okay.
You always know how it came about. You start these
who could pee over their shoulder to see, just to see, pass the time.
As you do.
We were in the shower, not all of us. And then that came up, and the host got very upset.
Is it the pressure or is it the length?
Pressure. It's how much flow.
But like the length of the penis. Does that?
Oh, well, I mean, unless you've got
let's go into a physics lesson.
Unless it's 2 foot, no, I don't think there's much difference
I'm just
between.
Asking for a friend.
Unless it's Black Death.
Okay.
I mean, he could just rest it on his shoulder.
Just flop it over.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so that was a really enjoyable conversation. Our conversations generally.
That could be Mark's bits today.
Very good.
We're all at an age. Am I allowed to do it yet?
Do it when you like.
Well, men's at the age of prostate check. Obviously, there's lots of talk with Chris Hoy. We've talked about this before.
Yes.
But everyone, including myself, is frightened of testing. So you can get PSA count. You can obviously find an attractive doctor.
Can you talk in normal language?
PSA is a marker for if there's inflammation. If there's a increased chance of prostate, and prostate's the most curable cancer.
Right.
It's kind of almost self-contained. So it's just worth checking. Whether you don't want to get bloods, just find an attractive doctor who shoves a finger up your ass.
Or he.
If you want.
What your preference is. Yeah. So, and I bet it's probably more comfortable than the flipping smear test that most women have to go through.
100%.
I keep seeing little videos of people like reenacting, obviously with like a paper bag or something, and like getting like kitchen utensils to film what it would be like. You got this tiny hole, and then suddenly they just get like barbecue pincers and try and scrape stuff out.
Suzie, you're ruining the image.
I'm sorry, but we're talking about getting tested. So if you've got to get tested, you're just got to crack on. And hopefully, you boys just get a finger up your arse. That's hardly anything.
Do that anyway.
Exactly.
But I mean, yeah. Well, was it the bloke that did you? The old grumpy...
I'm sorry. The bloke
Was it the grumpy doctor that did you?
Not my smear, no. Okay. But in the similar procedure, but worse, yes. So the smear is actually quite a breeze after what he was. He was just like so grumpy. And like heavy-handed.
Just retire, mate. Just retire.
Well, just don't do gynecology. Because gynecology is a very intimate area of people's bodies. And I'm quite oversharer. Well,
what?
Not with my areas, but what I mean is I'm quite happy to talk about my body and stuff that goes on in my body. A lot of women, especially, are very private about more things like that, and just looking around the waiting room, my own perception of some of the women who were in there were terrified, because also you don't know what the some of the outcomes are going to be. You're not just in there for a quick checkup, you're in there because there's something. This was like another ongoing, after you'd had a smear or something, you were sent to be checked or having an operation or whatever it might be, a procedure. So 90% of the women I would say in there were absolutely terrified, and if you go and see someone like him, it just makes it 10 times worse. I literally...
Can we name and shame? Why can't you? Every other business...
I don't know what his name was.
Okay, but every other business, if someone's not happy with a product, they name and shame it now.
Yeah.
But this guy, I don't know, I just think...
Okay, so that's a good thing to talk, because one of the things that I cannot get over now is when
finishing a sentence.
Yes, that as well. I can't do that. But, when you order something online and you get it delivered, and then they send you about 5 emails, can you review? How do we do? And I'm like... I haven't got time for that. I know they need it, and it's important for their business.
You do have time, but you don't want to spend it doing that. Do you know what I mean? There's more important.
True. I think I suppose you would only reply if you'd had a horrific experience.
So the ones I do quite like
That's sort of what you need to know. You want to know if someone's done a good job. I get that. But there's so many. We get so many things online now.
Yeah,
I do. So it's constantly, on my email box is literally just full of delivery or someone or this delivery. How do we do? Could you spend a bit? I'm like, no, I can't.
The one I do agree with is like a small business when you do a Google review.
Yes.
That's quite good. So James, who runs Savu Saunas in Reigate Lakes, Buckland, is it?
Betchworth. Buckland Lakes, I think it's Betchworth.
Yeah, which is brilliant. And then, you put a good review up and that helps him. And so I get that. But, when it's a multinational company that just goes into some AI.
You can ask how your delivery man was. Yeah. Anyway, that's just another little rant.
Suzie.
So Mark's bit. So we.
Well, I think I didn't know what I was going to talk about today, but I think the prostate thing, because we talked about it quite heavily on the weekend when we all gathered. But
we gathered.
Blokes don't really. Oh, I went on the Watt bike yesterday to do a session.
you
It's
finishing
related.
sentences?
This is related. I haven't been on the Watt bike and haven't been cycling in and out of town because I'm not
Brand
getting in
new
as
as
much.
well, brand new.
Brand new. So I was just testing it. 4 minutes on, 3 minutes off. Best session. Oh, okay. 2 sessions you can do to maximise fitness.
Okay, so go and get your prostates or your smears and all that done. Get it done. If you get an opportunity to go and do it, get it done early.
People always ask me, what's the best way of improving my fitness? What's the most bang for buck? The proven program to improve VO2 scores is you do 4 minutes on, 3 minutes very easy, 4 times. And at those 4 minutes, you're trying to hit around about 85% of your maximal heart rate. So if you're not wearing a heart rate and you're not a nerd, that's basically where you could just about respond with kind of short, monosyllabic, yeah, I'm fine, thank you. And then you just have to breathe again. So 4 minutes on, 3 minutes, you almost full recovery, 4 times.
I'm not sure I'd say the thank you.
Thank you. Wallop. That's the most efficient, proven most efficient session.
And how many?
4 sets.
4 sets. Okay.
So it's not long, and you could do it whatever takes you to 85% of your training heart rate, not your maximum, your training heart rate. But go by how you feel. You should be thanking God
by the last
4 minutes.
minute, you're really
you're having to focus a bit. It's not a podcast session in the sense of watching a screen. You can listen to stuff, music, but you're having to motivate yourself quite hard.
Okay.
But you could do it running, walking, rowing, swimming, whatever you do. But it's been proven to be the most effective for pushing VO2 scores, which, as I've said before, VO2 is one of the most important factors for longevity. And as we said, I think you need a VO2 of about 12 to be able to climb a flight of stairs. And if your VO2 at the age of, let's say, 50 is only 30, or a bit lower, 25, it's naturally going to diminish as you get older. If you're only at 25 at 50, by the time you get to 70, you might be at 12. So you're going to need help going up a flight of stairs at mid-70s, which no one wants.
No.
So there we are.
There we are. Very interesting. Thank you very much. Mark's bits. So prostate, smears, get early checks, and pretend you can draw.
I've got a hole in my trousers. I hope no one's seeing my nunny.
Well, they are if you're just sitting there man-spreading.
Can't help it.
Man-spreading. You normally have your legs crossed. Maybe you can't. Can you not on your rocker?
Excuse me, as I sat down, every single minute, don't touch the cords, don't touch it. Why are you going in that way?
Because
as she smacks into the picture frames every time.
Because I've had difficulty sometimes
in life.
Unlucky, with life, with marriage, with everything.
You wanted to divorce me last night.
You're such a liar.
We were watching a repeat of Ted Lasso.
Repeat?
And he was signing his divorce. He was signing his divorce papers.
Yes.
And you went,
no, this is in your head.
No, you said it out loud. Flynn was there.
He said, "Oh, it's really hard, isn't it? Like it must be really hard ending a relationship." And I went, "Yeah, I tried today," and it was a joke. Okay.
But then it came out I said, well, I'm going to keep Ziggy, you can have Yogi.
You went off on a massive drama queen.
And then we debated who would have which child. And Flynn decided that everyone loves him more. So we would have to fight over Flynn and Amber would just be left at home. I said I'd take Amber and he goes, that you wouldn't get on with Amber. I said, no, that's completely untrue. Amber's got me wrapped round her finger and Flynn's got you wrapped round his finger.
Yeah, but I'd be really poor because he eats a lot.
Yes. And he's quite hairy now.
Sponsored by butchers or butchers, not dogs' food, but like a meat.
Tripe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're not getting divorced.
No, not today. Not yet.
Good news. Another week.
Were you hoping?
Another week.
Were you hoping?
No, don't you turn it on me.
Oh, come on, pick me.
It's not pick me. You started it.
It is a pick me. You started it. Whatever. Anyway,
we've been watching Rogue Heroes.
SAS,
I do
Rogue
like
Heroes.
I do like that.
It's very good.
I'd hate to be in that situation. Imagine.
Yeah, but it's obviously based on truth. It's not a history lesson, as they say. It's not historically true facts, but obviously they base it on what actually happened.
But we do know a couple of people who've been in the SAS, and it's frightening, the stories.
But it's also, you have to be, as they say on this program, they talk about it all the time, you have to be a certain type of person to be able to do that. Not necessarily just the physically fit, strong. It's up here.
Who did we go and watch at Richmond Theatre?
Jason Fox.
So pretty much all of them. I think anyone that has to experience that kind of stuff, frontline stuff. I mean, he talked about his mental health when he left. I mean, you just imagine.
But I also think that type of person, there's always someone who they have no fear of dying. There's something that's happened maybe to them. I'm not going to get a bit deep in the psychology behind it, but I think if watching the program, you listen to them, there's some little difference to them, which is why they can do what they can do.
But is it not?
Because they don't. Not they don't fear death. Of course, they fear. Everybody does, but they don't. It's not. They don't. I don't know. They don't place that importance on it because they're doing a job. They are the type of person who can literally go in and get the job done without worrying.
Is it not like what's his name, Alex? What's his name? I've forgotten his surname. The guy that free soloed El Capitan in America.
I know who you mean, but I don't know his name.
And he had no fear of death because he was so confident. So do you think it's like that? They have such confidence in their ability to survive that they don't worry about death.
Yeah, but watching, I mean, obviously it's dramatized for TV and film, SAS Rogue Heroes, for that period of time to make some great characters. But it's like, the army officers, the higher up you go, they just know that these guys are literally like putting a pack of wild dogs in. They don't follow the rules. No.
You've done North Face of Box Hill in winter.
I'm a bit more of a rule follower. I'd find it really hard.
Then you'd love it in the army.
No, to go and be an SAS because they don't follow the rules.
Well, they do now.
They probably have to a bit more now, but back then, that's why they were so successful because they didn't.
SAS.
They didn't follow the rules. No? I'm not sure I'd take well to someone shouting at me, telling me what to do. Yeah. There's a rule follower, and there's.
So you'd have to be the leader.
I think it's a good idea.
You'd have to be the leader.
Yeah.
Sergeant Major, Corporal
I'd have to
General.
Be shouting the rules. I'll be standing up there shouting and motivating.
Sergeant Cox.
Well, it's like we talked about. You did your trading places thing, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
And the difference between you training people in Mayfair to young cadets,
company,
but it was really interesting watching your transition, should we say, from like the day one, and it was you filming. It wasn't like they were saying, right, can you be like this now? It was just what happened. The way that you sort of tried to morph, because these guys only responded to someone shouting and swearing at them.
Well, yeah, the PT instructor did say to me, why are you being so polite? Why are you asking them? Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I just think it is very good. I wasn't quite sure about his Northern Irish accent, first of all. The guy, I don't know the actor's name, unfortunately, but he played Amy Winehouse's Blake.
You see, that's your other game that you and Flynn love. Yeah. What they've been in. And I'm like, oh, God.
You literally walk in the room and watch them saying, what they've been in. No, but then we have to
yes.
It's like not a competition, it's a quiz. It's like it gets you thinking. But then I have to look it up because...
You cheat.
No, I have to look it up to confirm what I think. And
No, you've never gone, yeah, he's in this, and then looked it up.
100%. No. 100%.
You always go, oh, yeah, I thought he was in that.
No, I said to Flynn, what's he been in? That's like when
we played the birthday game.
What's he been in?
We play the birthday game on the weekend in the Times. They have everyone's birthdays.
Oh, yeah.
And I call out a name, and you have to guess, and you've got 3 people you can play, or 5. 3 people you get 5 years. 5 people you get 10 years, so you can be 10 years out over the 3 or 5. And you go, oh, I was going to say that. I was going to say that. And you always...
No, because... No. Because you always have a go at me when you go, guess how much this was. I'm like,
oh, you're so shit at that.
No, I'm good at it.
Yeah, but you make the person feel bad. So I'll say, guess how much I bought, I don't know, a pair of spikes for. How much were those spikes? And you'll go...
150 quid.
And you're like, oh, fuck.
Because I can tell by the tone of your voice, it's a lot of money. So then I will go a lot of money. Because generally you ask that question when it's a lot of money, not like £4.50.
Okay.
So
no,
that's
no, you don't go. You don't go 150. Yes. You go dirt cheap, and then I have to say it cost me loads, and you're like, God, that's a lot. And then
I always go because you get upset when I guess it almost right every time, and you go, oh, no fun. We play a game. Exactly. So I'm actually quite good at it, but yeah. But that's only because I'm listening to what you're saying, how you're saying it. If you went, how much is this?
Right, I'm going to try that next time.
I probably wouldn't be able to tell.
You wouldn't understand.
I'd still know them just for asking it. Whatever.
Right. She's looking at a list.
No, only because what else happened at the weekend? We were busy. We were busy. Well, I was.
You were busy.
I went and did a sports massage refresher course, which is always quite interesting going on these things, I think, when you go and you meet people from
outside
various parts of the country and all supposedly there for the same reason, doing the same thing. So to be fair, this was a joint refresher day. Well, it was a refresher day for me, but some people were learning it for the first time. So it's always quite weird walking into the room when people are like already in there.
Did you have to introduce yourselves? Did you have to go around?
No, I was dreading that bit. Hi, my name's Suzie, and I really like leopard prints, and I've got 2 dogs,
and a very attractive husband,
and a very hairy, beardy husband.
Oh, thank you.
No, thankfully we didn't. We introduced, like, yeah, they did say just go and talk to other people. You know me, I'm already talking to about 5 people.
Verbal diarrhea.
Yeah. Like, hi, what do you do? Who are you? So yes, it was interesting people watching for me, which is always
people touching.
Yeah, that's the bit I was slightly anxious about before we went.
Did you get over because as you said, like, since we last did the sports massage, most people, women, wore bras that you could undo so you could access the back to massage.
Well, you had to do that. That's one thing they said. Please.
Yeah, but what now if someone comes in a big sports bra?
So then, for me, I worked through.
Oh, okay, like you said, like through the jeans.
The trick was on this Saturday. Well, when we did the course, the refresher day. Obviously, they were just teaching some basic techniques to the people who'd never done it before. Yeah. So that's just like your
effleurage,
petrissage.
Which one's petrissage?
The sort of rolly, faster, a bit deeper stuff.
Oh, okay.
So you might go across rather than just down with the line of the muscle. And so obviously you needed to access skin, but if you were doing more event sports massage or just working on someone comes there, I've got tight traps. You do it through the towel or through the clothes. You can still do other techniques, which obviously they weren't teaching
prostate
on that day. No, I would not be checking a prostate.
Doing one.
Yes, but very interesting dynamic of people. And I was dreading going, thinking, because
you dreading?
Not dreading, judging people that don't know what they're doing touching me. I'm like, it's really annoying.
You did say that like. Where people would have
have a really bad massage, and you're like,
nice.
Well, that's what it would have been like all day.
Is this deep enough, sir? I can't even feel if you're touching me.
What are you doing? Anyway, there was a very mixed dynamic, male and female, on the day. Thank the Lord. I got paired, fortunately, with a girl who was she's a dancer, actor, tiny, but at least she had muscle tone on her legs. I was dreading having someone who had no muscle tone on the legs. It's very difficult. It's just so hard. I would like break them probably.
Well, you did break my mum the first time you massaged
her.
You bruised her.
Bruises. I didn't mean to. Shut up. So I was actually dreading that people that don't know what they're doing touching my body.
Bits.
But luckily, because she was very good, so because she was body aware, she had coordination, she could remember patterns of movement, having been a dancer. So it was like she was tiny, so she had to work really hard. Yeah, it was worth it. But there was some other people on. I'm like, why? I don't understand. There was a lovely couple who were there purely just to learn how to massage each other, because he has a very stressful job and travels a lot and was very bad posture and tight and everything like that. So they were on it. I think she might progress and do it as a career, but he was just there to learn techniques so they could massage each other. Which was
hello.
Well, we went together.
Oh yes,
did our sports massage.
That's true.
And yeah, there was another guy who's wanting to go and do osteopathy. Other people, I suppose, just interest to see whether they actually wanted to do it and learn some stuff on the day. But yeah, it was good. But it was a long day. It was up in Tottenham. Tottenham.
You went north. You almost went back to your old hood.
Oh, it was quite a long way. And then straight back to Burns night. Yeah. And then Flynn was supposed to be doing Seaford 10's rugby tournament, and that got cancelled because of the storm. So there's 2 storms. How many storms?
Well, you did look up how many storms. That's Welsh, isn't it?
Eowyn was the one over the weekend. And then yesterday, Monday, so we're recording this on a Tuesday, was storm, what's it called? Herminia.
So I want to...
It was yesterday.
Herminia
or...
what's her name? What's her name from Harry Potter?
That's Hermione.
Oh, how do you spell this?
Hermione. It's got an A at the end.
So what happened to F and G?
They just didn't arrive.
And do they count? Is it just storms here, or is it storms across the world? Can't be across the world.
Well, they do name storms. They have. Well,
yeah, I know, but what?
Oh, maybe this is our UK Met Office. Maybe that do UK based storms.
Yeah, because otherwise you'd be flying through them.
Yeah. So I looked up. I'm looking now just because I looked up in 2023 and 2024. There were 12 named storms.
See, that really annoys me. Is that 1 year or is that 2 years?
Because I'm going to say over 2 years.
Well, 6 a year.
That's quite a lot of storms to be named. Like actually, probably named. I don't know the criteria. If anybody does know,
Suzie?
A criteria of how big, what's the cutoff to be able to be named. You know, it's not like it's just a really windy day.
There's a wind gauge, isn't there? Yes. When it hits a certain.
Yeah.
Has there been a storm, Suzie?
Every day. Every day is.
What would Storm Suzie be like?
I was really called Storm. Don't forget, as a gladiator.
I thought you meant christening.
Yeah.
So
I was really called Storm.
Were you?
Yeah. What do you mean, were you?
I can't remember that.
Jesus Christ, you don't know anything about
me.
I do.
You look vague, Suzie. Wonder Woman.
Hello. Here.
Hi, Brad.
Recognise me.
I didn't know Storm. I thought there was a South African one that already named Storm.
Australian.
See?
Oh, you remember her? Don't remember your wife?
Lovely tits.
Whatever. You don't even know who she is.
It was a boy, actually.
It wasn't.
What would Storm Suzie be like? really dark,
angry.
But then it would go really quickly. It would just come, you'd be like, Jesus, and then stop.
Yeah. But then it might come back, depending on
Storm
how
Heart
nice.
would be like a pick-me. It would just keep like holding you.
Look at me. Me. Can you do this for me? Come play with me.
Yes.
Come play with me.
Who wants to fly a kite?
Come and play in the wind with me.
See?
Just so needy.
That's good. Keeps you on your toes.
Yes.
The seat makes me feel like I want to have a little sleepy.
Well, I did wonder last week, actually. I thought you might just nod off. Well, you've already been out dogging, haven't you?
I've been dogging. Wet dogging. I should wear that helmet.
I don't think it'll fit your head. Don't put it on. Oh, God. See? Playing with the props.
It will fit my head.
My set. It was to cover up the...
Easy. It's massive. Hasn't it got a visor?
Yeah, don't break it, though. Gently, gently, gently. Sorry, I just for the people at home who aren't watching, I have got a disco ball
helmet,
like ski helmet, and Mark is now wearing it. So get on YouTube and have a look if you're not visually watching. No, but then you'll go to sleep.
No one will know.
Yeah, they will because your eye. She went on the motorbike.
No, it's rubbish because it's hitting into my eyes.
Well, I don't mean the visor. I mean the helmet. Next time I go on the motorbike, can I wear it?
It's got a kite mark on it.
Oh. Is it any good for skiing? It's probably not any good for skiing.
No, I don't think
it's great for après ski.
Yeah.
Après ski. I have to take it out for après ski. You're going skiing soon, aren't you, cheeky boy?
Yeah, with your brother and your...
We're going to do the podcast. And you're in France and I'm here.
Oh, yeah. We have to... Oh, my stomach just went. We have to do it before.
Right.
Or after.
See? No, before. It has to be done before. Whereas Blair will get very cross with us. Very, very, very
Blair
cross.
the Baldy, who's very good at Trump impersonations.
Yeah, we talked about
and fishing.
And fishing. Yeah.
There we are.
So what's happening the rest of your week? We haven't done a gym update. Everybody needs to know the gym update. It's going.
Very good. Quite a bit of testing this week. People coming in. Athletes are still coming in. That was good. I had a very promising high jumper come in last Friday.
Yep.
Who's lovely. So it's really just to make sure... Add resilience, basically. Strength conditioning is about just making sure you can cope with the stresses of training and stay injury-free, and therefore you train more, and therefore you improve more.
And you've got one of your athletes who's managed to damage her ankle.
Oh, yes, unfortunately, lateral malleolus. So, yeah, that's
So she's coming in to train to keep her sane as well, because she obviously can't run.
Yeah, so, yeah, she's doing some horrible sessions, and they got introduced to battle ropes yesterday.
So she'll be even stronger.
For a bit of conditioning at the end.
Fun.
So, yes, no, it's all good. And then I've got two new-ish clients coming in for testing this week, and then just in the process of I got the look from mumbling.
Well, I can't. It's like talking with your hand over your mouth. It's like secret talking.
Yeah, code.
Is that what you do?
Makes me feel like I'm on the motorbike helmet, and I'd have a really good voice.
So you do sing on the motorbike, don't you?
Oh, my voice is amazing.
Until you forget, and you've got your open face helmet.
Yeah. But because your ears are protected, it's like having headphones on. I feel like when
you're literally going to go to sleep in about 2 seconds. I've got a sleep. Josh Widdicombe talks about having a sleep hat.
Yes, he can't wear hats because he makes him fall asleep.
Yeah, and after I heard that, I was like, oh my God, I've got that woolly hat, my bobble hat.
Yes.
The blue one. And when I wear that, it's so comfy. It's got like fleece, soft fleece on the inside. And I'm going to have to wear it next week so you can all see. It's very exciting. And that literally just makes me go to sleep.
See?
Maybe I should wear that more in bed about sleeping.
Oh my God. You got a hot water bottle?
No, not anymore. That was only when I had my cough. I haven't had it for ages.
What about little hottie botty?
No, my little bot. No. My baby bot.
What about Squidget? Squidget needs filling. Squidget's got really...
So I'm 52 years old and I still have a little squidgy dog that I go to bed.
But the beans, and what are they called?
I have washed Squidget quite a few times.
Yeah, but what do they call the things inside? The foam beans.
Yeah, polystyrene beans or whatever they are.
They've just all kind of compressed.
Jesus, that's either a really big bee or wasp or some really
annoying little knobheads on hairdryers.
Mopeds.
Get them a proper bike.
What? Get a proper bike like a proper man. Yes. Wear a disco helmet.
I'm just falling asleep then.
Woo! There we are. It's made your hair look really nice, though.
Well, what do you mean? It looks...
You can just put it on the floor because that's quite precarious. Oh, look at you. All right. Don't wreck the set, man. Okay, well, everybody have a great week.
Have better than a better week.
Go and get your prostate checked. Get your smears done. Get all your checks done.
And laugh a lot. Just try and laugh.
Just laugh. But don't wet your pants. And if you need to wear...
I was lifting yesterday, wasn't I? I was doing a maximal clean and I went, right, got to concentrate. Did a hang clean. As I pulled it, luckily, no one else was in the gym. But I just...
You wouldn't have cared anyway.
No, well, you're halfway through a clean. What are you going to do? You can't drop it.
You have clients do that?
Oh, 100%, especially on maximal deadlifts.
It's the fart police just coming.
See? Yeah, maximal deadlift. There's a lot of force going through there.
See, I think we're more likely prone to like...
Wet yourself
a little bit. With or without childbirth, I think that's still your pelvic floor. It's quite a lot of stress an area. So I wear my lovely Nixie pants for training.
Nappy.
What nappy? Nixie pants. For little leaks or period pants.
So wear a nappy.
Don't need a nappy.
Try not to fart too much in public.
Floor, keep your bum hole closed or get it checked.
There we are.
What advice. That should be the advert right now. Bye, everybody.
Bye.